Yes, it's your host, D-NYCE, Real Conversation, Real Entertainment. I'm back again, giving you all a real show, like I always try to do, or what I do. Despite the fact there's a lot of people that love me and a lot of people that hate me, but you still got to keep it real with your people. That's what being real is all about. I guess I'm starting off the show kind of smooth, listening to Al Green, because sometimes it's hard to have a show without all the chaos. Because when I have my guests around me and I'm doing it, out in the clubs, I just don't have a time. I don't get that time I need to really spend with you all and try to drop some real heavy stuff on you. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't, and sometimes I'm playing around and clowning, and sometimes I be real serious. But nevertheless, we gotta show some love to our people, try to communicate to them. I'm talking about the 12 tribes. So, I know you all keep saying, "What the hell does he keep talking about this 12 tribe thing?" Well, the conscious level people, the Israelites, they know what I'm talking about. But you regulars, the ones that still ain't been activated yet, woken up to your spirit and who you really are. You are the so-called blacks, so-called West Indians, so-called Haitians, so-called Dominicans, so-called Mexicans, Panamanians, Brazilians, North American Indians, Seminole Indians. That's the name of a few of the 12 tribes. Like, we can get to talk about that or expound on it more, that'd be even great. But for now, let's just keep it nice and easy. That's how I want to deal with this. So I'm gonna call this show "Chilling Out with D-NYCE." yeah, that's what I think I would do. So let me start it off right. All praises to the Most High in Christ, the Mashiach, the real Christ, not the fake one. But that phony picture you're seeing in them churches, not that guy. I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about the one of the Bible. Because he's the one that woke me up and let me understand what's wrong with our people. Because, I always say and put that question out on most of my other shows. Have black people lost their minds in America? And when I say black people, I'm talking about the Puerto Ricans, the Latinos of North, Central, and South America, the Indians that are on reservation camps, and so forth. We are a special people, always have been, and you basically are the greatest people on planet Earth. But you just don't know that yet because you've been put to sleep. But it's hard time for you to wake up now. And you got to come back to your identity, your nationality, because that's been stolen from you. And now it's time for you to wake up and regain it back. Yeah, I know. They say, you know what, you always do the show, you always drinking, you always having something. What's wrong with a glass of wine when you want to chill out, want to just talk with our people, Why can't it be freestyle and just talk to you all without all that phony preacher stuff that they be doing to you? Fake preachers in the church. They be feeding you all that garbage every Sunday talking about God is love. God is love, but the problem is you all don't understand what love is. So that's another problem. Defining words, trying to get you to stop acting silly about definitions or when somebody's talking to you. Sometimes you just have to shut up. I hate to say that. A lot of people don't tell me to shut up, but most of you talk so crazy. The only way to get you to start hearing something is you got to keep your mouth closed a little bit. I know that's very hard, especially for you women, but that's how it is being real. Just tell the truth sometimes. If it hurt you, it hurt you. But it's good for you. When you was younger, your mother gave you that medicine, you didn't want to take it. Ma, it tastes bad, or Dad, it tastes bad. But they knew that it would cure you after you took it. You got to swallow that pill. Incidentally, that reminds me of that movie, The Matrix. I don't know if you all ever saw that movie, but that's an interesting movie. Yeah, I know I probably look like The Matrix and all black and the shades or whatever. That's a funny thing somebody said to me, but I just like wearing the color black because I just feel comfortable wearing black. I like black and I like white and I like gold. I like those colors. Brown. So it's just me. So everybody got their own color scheme. I like black. Oh, I'm just trying to chill out. I'm trying to figure out how I want to start these series of these new shows with you all. because I know I said some things that made a lot of you mad, made a lot of you happy. Some people said I'm God sent. Some people said I was a devil. And they said that about Christ too. They were saying so many things you wouldn't even know they were talking about the same God. But nonetheless, and nevertheless, the truth must come out one way or another. And one of the things I'm learning and seeing in this world is that it's coming out. Because we're in the last stages of the final phase before the final battle. The Third World War is coming. Yeah, a lot of you like, well, what's he talking about, Third World War? That's another topic. And like I said, this is the first series of the events. I'm going to have these little conversations without all the guests with me. And hopefully when I do some of these, I might have me a real brother or sister next to me who can really expound and, edify you even more. Because, talking on an hour show, you can only say but so many things. It's just so many things that need to be said to you all. And the problem is, most of the time I do my show, I don't get a chance. Because some people say, oh, you bounce around with all your questions. You bounce around with the conversations. You need to be more serious. Some people say you're too serious. Some people say you're too hard. You're not hard enough. See, there's so much confusion. I cannot answer all of your questions all at one time. Sometimes you're going to have to go to the elders of us. The elders, when I say elders, I'm talking about the elders in Israel. There's brothers out there teaching in the street. And I'm not saying everybody's right out there in Israel. Like you guys a lot of you all make fun of the brothers in the streets that be teaching on Saturdays or Sundays in the street or on a weekday. And you see them, you call them Ninja Turtle, dressed up in garments and stuff. But those brothers, man, they be heavy and they be deep. Now, you have to get the brothers who are in a Christ mode and look and go to them and stand out there and take it when they're talking to you. Just ask a question and be humble. And if they're in the right spirit, they will answer you according to the scriptures to give you a correct understanding of whatever's in your mind is causing you confusion or got you blinded. So I just say all respect to those brothers in the street and the Israelites that's doing their thing, and they're not going into the negative but going into the positive of the repenting mode or spirit to bring the brothers and sisters of the 12 tribes back to the correct understanding. And that might be high for a lot of you, but nonetheless, I got to still say it because I'm talking to two type of people. One, the ones that are woke, and the ones that are dead sleep, meaning you're not conscious enough to understand what I'm saying. But the enemies in the other nations, obviously they know because they're the ones that they help put you to sleep, make sure you don't find out who you are, because they the ones put us in captivity and stupidity anyway. They put us in this stupid state of mind. And we have been put there because we have broke the commandments. And we're here now in North Central South America, mostly, because we got other 12 tribes in different locations around the world, like London. But in Spain, we got some scattered all around. In France, we have our brothers and sisters out there, the 12 tribes. They did. And everybody is not a 12 tribe. So, out of the tribe of Israel. So let's get that. In Spain, we got some scattered all around. In France, we have our brothers and sisters out there, the 12 tribes. They did. And everybody is not a 12 tribe. So, out of the tribe of Israel. So let's get that. Let me take let me make a statement like that. Because a lot of people come to me and go, well, everybody's Israel. No. When I say Israel, I'm talking about the 12 tribes. I'm talking about them exclusively. And they're the ones that went into captivity and slavery, and they're still being murdered and killed every day and disrespected on a high level. That's the ones I'm talking about, of our people. Now, I got another show also. I got an interesting new guest, and you're gonna see her because a lot of you said, well, you need to start making new shows because we've seen a lot of your reruns. But a lot of times I play and repeat the shows because I know a lot of people still don't get the understanding of what I'm saying. They might see one show and had fun and was laughing, but they didn't really understand what I was saying. I want you to really try to grasp, digest in your mind and your spirit what I'm trying to tell you, people, black people, Puerto Rican people, Cubans, Dominicans, Mexicans, West Indians. I'm trying to talk to you and wake you up out of that slumber and sleep that you in. Yeah, I know. Everybody want to party all the damn time. It ain't no time to be partying. We in a crisis mode. Israel. The other nations know they're in a crisis mode, and they doing all type of things to get prepared. And our crazy butts are out here talking about party, 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 ho, 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 and dance, 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 and eat, 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 and suck, suck, suck. That's all you get out of our people. And then you got the bug outs all over the party. Matter of fact, let's talk about a bit about the parties, because I'm in my chill out mode, hearing that music. You hear it? Yeah, anyway, let's get back to what we saying. I be hanging out in the parties a lot. Because, I like to hear music. I like to have me a good glass of wine, too. And I don't mind looking at beautiful people of my own kind. But unfortunately, right now, what we're dealing with in this society right now is that the women, well, we want to talk, say the men first. All right, okay, women, I know you get mad because I always start off with the women. But the men are weak out there. I'm seeing all these effeminate, homosexual type of looking men. Even they say they're not homos. They got that feminine, that weak spirit in them. And you can look at it. You can see how they dress with all them tight jeans and high water pants and funny colors. Like these brothers don't even dress like men no more. They got the stupid haircuts. Oh, and they got these tight shirts, like if they was wearing a bra or something. And I'm looking at these foolishness of these brothers. And then you got these sisters that like that because like you're trying to do that downtown look, down there in the village look, and you're trying to accommodate or be like somebody else. How the hell are you going to take on somebody else's cultures and images? You need to put back on your culture. A man need to be a man. Like, the brothers were strong. That's why I kind of love the way back in the 60s, 70s, 80s, you go look in the back in the history, them brothers was powerful. And they was representing. They were like these weak, new, cartoon-looking guys. That's all I have to say it. I mean, I'm gonna keep it real. And you women know what I'm talking about. You go out there, you go to the clubs, you're looking all pretty, and you see these guys looking all weak. In most of the parties or the places in these clubs now, the waitresses and the waiters, all them bunch of homos. They're homosexuals, and you can see it. You can read their spirit, and they always trying to have you to accommodate or accept them for that. Because see, that's another thing that they play with your mind with that. So we have to understand these things. We have to understand where we at, what we doing, our surroundings. Okay, and that was the guys, right? Because what made me think about that was I was in a club in Harlem, right? And I was like, wow, this is a really nice club. But look at these weak guys. We got all these pretty girls around here. And I'm looking at the women trying to decide what men was really men or what men was really had the nature of a man in them. Because you got a lot of these undercover homos. Because a lot of times y'all say, why you got to talk about them? Because the Most High God rejects them. To your spirit, like a lot of you are being like seduced into these weak demon spirits, especially the women. But the brothers, they not saying nothing. They just kind of like going along with it, which is another problem because a nation is only as strong as they men. So to me, and I understand because I got wisdom and search the scriptures, scriptures which is the Bible, the correct Bible. I'm not talking all this religious stuff. It shows you how to figure out demon spirits. Demon spirits are nothing more than negative energy, spirits inside of a person. They make you do contrary things that are not righteous or correct. It's not very beneficial to you. It's actually a condemnation, to be condemned type of spirit. So what you have now is like you're going out and you women trying to meet these real men. They're not there no more. And you all know what I'm talking about. Cause I'm not saying nothing you all don't see because you see it. You're just scared to talk about it because you've been like brainwashed and that fear has been put into you. There's nothing wrong. You should be able to defend yourself and your thoughts and your spirit. Nobody can tell you don't have a right to speak what you feel is wrong. How are they going to put something on you wrong and say it's right? Or how you take good and created evil and take evil and create it good? Because that's what they're doing. This is what this world is doing. So let me just now go to the women. Now, also, as I go to these parties, the difference in Harlem, Bronx, Brooklyn, Queens, wherever I'm at, I also noticed that you have these. Now, this is a funny situation. You have a woman's beautiful. You know how they dress. They come in with those big high heel shoes on, and they got a little dress on. Looking all sexy. Of course, it's all everything's pretentious with them, but they still nonetheless be trying to look cute. But then they have these what we call dyke looking girls now. You have these bulldagging girls in the party that's trying to imitate and act like men, and they dress like men because they know it's dark in the club. So what they do is they put on clothes and mannerisms while they're in the club so they can dance and party with these girls. And these girls are so demonic that they don't mind after they get drunk. Like, after these girls get them drunk, then they just all out there hugging and rubbing up on each other. Like, each one rubbing up on their butt. Like, they both got the same butts. They both got the same titty and the vagina and everything. It's just a simple it's really a simple thing or foolish thing that our people have got into. And then you got the brother standing back looking at him like, what can I do? It's all right, I guess. I'm with them. I want to join in. Clowns. That's the sad thing about being in Babylon. It's the last days of captivity, but it's going to increase. Same thing that happened in Sodom and Gomorrah. So it's ugly, people. It's ugly. It's an ugly thing. I just want you to understand. You're not. Most of you have that. This is bothering you. You're right on point. It should bother you because most of this stuff is demonic. And then what we have is a system of our slave masters enforcing this foolishness on us. And they infiltrated through the music, through the TV, through the radio, through the school system. It's all over the place. Like for today, I was on, the same day I'm recording this, is that I was on Facebook and talking to a couple of the Israelite sisters and brothers, and they were saying, how they just can't deal with this foolishness that much anymore, and it's very difficult. And it said that they wasn't for the Most High teaching them, they'd probably be on bugging out or something. Because if you're really conscious, you wouldn't like this world. You would love not the world, neither things in it. You wouldn't. This world today is full of foolishness. Okay, and it's on its way into destruction mode, just like in Sodom and Gomorrah. Same thing. Repeat. Same thing. Babylon that happened in ancient Babylon. Same thing happened to Rome. All these empires came up and was destroyed. Same thing after the flood. The world got totally corrupted, had to be flooded. Now, a lot of you be saying, "Oh, these are nothing but religious, biblical stories, and that can't be true." They got evidence to show that the flood happened. They got evidence over in the Middle East that Sodom and Gomorrah existed and was destroyed, and it's over there. All that is submersed and burned over there. It's like they don't tell you about this stuff because you just don't want to seek it. They already know who we are, the so-called blacks, the so-called West Indians, and Indians, the so-called Indians, and all other people. They know who we are. I'm talking about the elites, the people who keep the records from us, because they're not going to teach you this stuff in school. Like I have here a couple of books. Like I got Arthur Coastal, the 13th Tribe. I know that's some stuff that you all probably, the regular people, you ain't used to that type of level. This white man found out he wasn't a real Jew, and he wrote some information and talked about who the real Jews were, and they couldn't be, or the so-called white European Jews, they couldn't be the real Jews. They could say they're Jewish, meaning they were trying to be Jew, but they're not the original the original Israelites or the original Jews of the Bible. Their nationality is not Jews. That's why they put that word "ish" on. Jewish or belonging to or pertaining to. Jewish and the real Jews are two different people. So, this man, Arthur Coastal, is trying to clear it up. That's a heavy book, but you all, get a chance to read that. I'm not gonna go to a whole lot of stuff too deep because you can't get too deep with you all because you start running and breaking and falling apart. Every time you tell somebody to read a book, they act like that's the last thing they want to do. Sometimes you gotta sit your ass home, read a book. Okay? I'm sorry, I didn't say that. Well, the next one is another book by a brother called Dr. Jawanza. I'm not, listen, I'm not promoting books. I'm not trying to sell books, okay? That's not what my show is about. I'm just trying to show you, like, some of the books I have read, and I still need to read them again because I read them a while ago, but I still need to get back into them. And he was dealing with, his book is called Satan, I'm Taking My Health Back. This is another book, that I picked up from some of the brothers that be selling the books on the street. Anyway, that book, he's describing how our health, how we don't eat the right things. Of course we don't. That's another thing. Because every time I seem to meet a young woman or a group of people, or I go out in the club, the first thing I see them doing is eating either shrimp, crab, oysters, catfish. They eat all abomination food. Abomination is vile, filthy, nasty food. You know, there's food that you should not eat. You are not allowed, thus saith the Lord, the creator of all creation. He told his 12 tribes certain things they can't eat. And you can find that in the book of Leviticus, the 11th chapter, the dietary laws. The dietary laws break down the foods that you can eat and can't eat. Let me say it again, because I know y'all be like, what are you talking about? Oh, and like the stupid Christians and all the religious people go, if you pray over the food, it's okay. No, 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 no. Okay, let's get this foolishness out. If you gonna have faith and you trust in the Creator, then you need to seek out the Word, seek out the book of the Lord, and read. Meaning, go get that Bible, which is here. You gotta go get a Bible, all right? And you might need a couple of elders. The Holy Bible is here. And open up the 11th chapter in the Old Testament and start reading it. Get your dictionary so you can understand when they talk about the animals, so you know what animals are being referred to and which ones they're talking about. But just to give you an idea of what you shouldn't eat, because I'm sick of looking at this nastiness, and especially about me, the girl, she go, well, take me out to dinner, I'll take her out to dinner. The first thing she's going to tell me, let's go get some shrimp. Are you crazy? Oh, let's go eat some crab. Are you crazy? Did you lose your mind, sisters? Like, you ain't impressing me eating that garbage. You just begging me, don't even want to deal with you no more. Shrimp, crabs, lobsters, oysters, catfish. And then they always throw that funny line on you. Oh, do you eat seafood? Yes, but according to the dietary law, every food or every creature in the sea was not to be eaten. Because they are put in the sea to clean up the waste of the sea, of the other fishes and animals they at the bottom. They were known as scavengers. And you ever heard you are what you eat? If you eating SHIC, let me tell you right. If you eating garbage and doo-doo, okay, that's all you're going to have. A bunch of maggots and diseases and fungus all in your body. Okay? So stop eating this crab, lobster, clams, shrimps, catfish. That's just some of them, okay? But those are the main ones I see you all doing. And then to my knowledge, I thought tilapia was a fish you can eat. Oh, that's a genetically breed of whitey and catfish. Like you go to the store and you talk about tilapia and all that. That you don't supposed to eat. Now, I didn't even know that, and it's very tasty. Until I had to find out from a couple of brothers and sisters told me tilapia, you don't supposed to eat that because that's a fish that they inbred with a whitey and a catfish. So that ain't right. Oh yeah, another thing you all like to eat is pork, shrimp. Ham, pork chops, pig feet, pig ears, pig skin. Then you got another one you all eat that you don't supposed to eat, the octopus or what they call calamari. There's so many things that you're going to have to all reactivate your mind to wake up and be conscious of what you should eat and not eat. There's many other things. And there's so many great things in the sea that you can eat or fishes that you can eat. Okay? And you have to learn. When you eat some whitey or salmon or bluefish or red snapper, what's wrong with you eating the right things? See, this is a problem. When you've become like what I call a runaway slave, you've been brainwashed, you seem to always continue the brainwash program that the slave master has put in you. And you have to come out of that. You got to come out of that. Okay? Yeah, don't tell me about he talking about God and he drinking. Every time I think about taking a drink, on TV, I can almost hear some of the foolish people on on the TV land saying, look at him, he's talking all this, but he's still Drinking. Okay, you ever heard Matthew 11 chapter 18th and 19th verse? If you got a Bible, you need to go get it now because we got another what, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes of the show. So I'm going to refer to some scriptures. So I want you to check behind me if I'm lying now. Okay, it's in the Matthew's, the 11th chapter, the 18th and 19th verse. Because every time they used to see Christ, because Christ was like, he liked to drink wine and he liked to he liked to eat. So when he went out and he was conversating with the people and teaching them and stuff, and whatever, after he was done, he wanted a glass of wine and he wanted some good food. Righteous food according to the dietary law, not what you all saying you can eat what you want. So when the Pharisees or the haters, when the Pharisees and the Sadducees and the haters saw him with his people or his disciples or people that was following Christ, they said, how come you always eating and drinking? You're just a gluttonous. They're not a gluttonous and a wino. They was telling him, you just like to eat a lot and talk a lot and drink wine. So this is another stupid thing that our people can't perceive. That is nothing wrong with wine or strong drink. You can have that, but drink in moderation. And then you have to also, control yourself. Don't get so, especially like when you're out and you're about, don't drink to the point that you're just acting all crazy altogether. Learn that you have to control yourself, okay? And always be aware of your surroundings, because that's when a lot of these demons, like I said earlier, a little before this, about 10 minutes ago, you have a lot of these devils or demons of our own people that have these demons on them, and they waiting for you to get to your relaxed mode so they can start acting, befriending you, and then getting you tripped up in what they do. And this is what you don't want. You don't want to get tripped up into the demons of the other nations as well as the demons of our own people. Because I'm telling you now, I'm testifying to you and telling you the truth. There is many demons among our people and they are in the parties. And now you got a new group of these bug out perverts. And when I say perverts, that includes all evil wickedness in their minds when it comes to what we call sinful lust. Sinful lust, sexual lust, which is called fornication, meaning man liking men, women liking women, everybody doing a whore train. Like when I was back in the world, I got caught up, and it's easy to get caught up into that, especially if you're among them. So you have to be more cautious of what you do, where you go, and who you're talking to. Because I notice also that these little demon homosexual girls are infiltrating the parties and smiling and laughing and joking and hugging each other. Like, they do it friendly first to get the girl to accept them as they is. And then sooner or later, they start to infiltrate them. And the girl didn't even realize that she's being infiltrated. Or the man doesn't understand that he's being used by these homo girls for them to act like the men are going to protect them. See, that's another thing. I noticed that too, that a lot of these homo girls, we try to befriend some of the strong brothers, and like once they make the bond and friendship with them, they act like they part of the brotherhood thing. And so these guys protect the homo girls, which is another madness that you all do. Like you going hand in hand with sin and sin or wickedness, you're just going to be destroyed with them. So you brothers who out there, joining up with these fools or these people that ain't right, you better start disconnecting yourself and stop upholding evil. Because the system and this whole world is about to go into some chaos. So you don't want to get caught up in that. And I know you probably thought it was a slick thing to do to, act like, yeah, you're going to know the homo girl so you can get some of her homo friends. No, brothers, you're going to condemn yourself and get caught up in something you don't know belonging to. And there's a lot of diseases among these pervert men as well as pervert women. So try to stay clear of that. Now that gets me to the music too. When you go out, parties, you go to a party and all you hear music going ho ho ho, bitch bitch bitch, nigga nigga nigga, kill kill kill, suck suck suck, this that, all these negative sexual subliminal thought or notes or words that they put out there, they getting you to act crazy. Murder murder murder, kill kill kill, bad bad bad. You see, they subliminally, that subconscious level, they infiltrate in your brain, and this causes you to go up and go do something wrong, and you wonder why you're in jail that day or you've been locked up because you've been secretly brainwashed and you wasn't even aware of it. So be careful, because there's a lot of demon music out there right now. and it's just all over the radio waves. The young kids that lost their mind, they ain't got a clue what good music is no more because they not about the good music no more. They all about trying to make a dollar. That's all they interested in, and they'll sell you and me out just to get it. Okay, so you all have a serious thing you have to think about. This is no joke where we at here in America, and I can imagine what's going on down in the islands and South and Central America. They probably catching hell too. But I know up here in the North America, this is the highest level of Satanism I've seen. And the only reason you can understand how Satanism or Satan works is that you got to go back to the book and find out how Satan worked in the past. He always do the same thing. Like it's not new under the sun. Same thing been going on. It's going on back then. It's going on right now. Just disguised in another name, different form, and we're here now stuck in another stupid situation that we got to get out of, which we will. Only the elect. There's only a remnant. 1/3 of Israel or the 12 tribes is going to get out of this time because the other 2/3 are going to go so bugged out and so caught up in this system they can't detach or separate themselves from this foolishness. They just too caught up into it. And it goes from the school systems to the churches to the parties to the streets to the parks, everything. It's all over. It's just everywhere. And any of you all that really watch me and watch my shows, you know that I'm not really trying to ask anybody for any money. I didn't go out here and go, look, follow me and give me money. I don't do that. Okay, because that's not what being real is about. Like if people want to do something, they can call me and say, okay, let's get some funds together and let's go teach our people more. Let's go where we can get a location and we can have somewhere where we can all read and study and edify each other even more. Now, if you want to do that, I'm with that. But me going out there talking about, pay your tithes like them fake preachers do and robbing you, because that ain't even the right way to do it. You can't pay your way to heaven. I've said that many times. I'll say it again. You cannot. Tithes is not money. Tithes really was food. It was for the Levites. What was the Haitians at that point? It was for the priests because they didn't have no inheritance among Israel. So that food, the 1/10 or whatever was being produced at that point, cattle or whatever, that was given to the priests. So, with this new group of churches with their foolishness, you got to pay your tithes and you got to give all these offerings and give up the money for the building church fund, all this foolishness. And you got to give money so the preacher can ride around a big airplane, buy giant mansions. That's all foolishness, and you all caught up in that stupidness. And those prosperity preachers and deacons and all those people who mislead you, they're going to pay for that. Scriptures even talk about it. They're going to pay for lying to you all about that because you're supposed to collect money to help your people, to edify them as well as to help them. If they need money or some shelter, or you need to build a building where they can stay with the homeless. That's what that was for. That's what that money is supposed to be collected for. And anybody collecting money outside that is a liar because they can't prove it in scriptures. You can't pay your tithes to heaven. They lie. And first of all, that stupid concept, you going to heaven. Heaven is the kingdom that the book is talking about, is a kingdom on this earth. The kingdom of Israel under Christ and the Most High. It will be reestablished in the physical with the 12 tribes of Israel under Christ, and Christ is under the Most High. And we're going to reorganize this world right after the destruction. After the destruction, it will reorganize. That's what's going to happen. So, all you paying your money and acting stupid about that and listening to dumb preachers on Sunday, because that's another thing. You don't even supposed to be going to church on Sunday. And I dare one of you preachers come on my show and try to defend that. Because that's not the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day starts Friday evening and it ends on Saturday evening. Friday, when the sun goes down, starts the Sabbath. And then all day Saturday, the daylight. And then as the sun is going down Saturday in the evening, that's when the Sabbath is over. The Sabbath is over at that time. From Friday night to Saturday night, that's the Sabbath. Not on Sunday. So, as far as Sunday is concerned, I don't do nothing but go to church, go do some work, or work out or whatever, or read some more books. had nothing to do with trying to worship the Creator on no Sunday, because that's a pagan holiday they did back in the Roman Empire under Constantine and Constantine and them. Yeah, a little research won't hurt you all. You know what I'm saying? It's really sad that you can't. I can't even. It's so many things that I have to say because I have to clear up one point to clear up another point. I almost stumble at it because I want to say so much, but if I say it, I'm going to lose a lot of people. Obviously, the Israelites they are aware of this. They already know a lot of this stuff, but they busy fighting among themselves, which I wish they stopped doing because we need to get more organized and collect our thoughts under Christ. Because that's why Christ was sent from the Most High to us 12 tribes, so that we can work it out together. And from that point, we can unify and then try to teach the unlearned of our people, try to wake up that they elect, that 1/3, which is the elect of Israel. Because 2/3 of Israel are not going to make it. When I say 2/3 of Israel, again, I'm talking about the 12 tribes. I'm not talking about people over there, Israelis and all that. I'm not dealing with that. I ain't there. They want to think whatever they want, let them do it. It's all part of prophecy anyway, right? Those of you who that understand what I'm talking about. Yeah, we have a serious problem, people, and it's only gonna get worse. World events unfolding right in front of our face, just like it said, just like the scriptures was prophesied. The book of Isaiah, book of Jeremiah, book of Revelations. It's all unfolding right now, and a lot of you still can't see it because you want to stay stupid. Yep. You want to stay dumb, stupid, and ignorant. You're always trying to come to me talking about I'm ignorant or I'm stupid. I be looking at people like, are you crazy? Are you for real? And I wish you all, when you see me in the club, stop looking at me like I'm crazy or something. Because I'm still going to feel just like I feel. Whatever I said it. Your mean looks, you trying to act tough don't mean nothing to me. Anyway, most of our people ain't gonna make it, and the other nations, they totally in trouble. So I don't. It's just a sad thing. Anyway, here's another book called "From Babylon to Timbuktu." Y'all get a chance. You should get a copy and try to read that too. That gives you a little more history of the ancient world up to all the way up to like I would say you go up to the 1400s. He got another book the same author, Valley of the Dry Bones. So that's pretty good. That's good reading. Then you got to get another book. No, I'm getting back into the books, right? A little bit called the Apocrypha. The Apocrypha. This was taken out in the 1600s by the Protestant whites. They didn't like what was in this book. This was in the Bible originally, right? Called the Apocrypha. Hidden books, word for Greek. Hidden books. This book, I ain't gonna tell you. When I started reading this, it revealed to me and showed me so many things, and I was like, wow. And I know our people ain't reading it because the phony preachers in church, they under that stupid Roman Catholic Catholicism and all the rest of that brainwashed stories, stuff that they believe in. They don't deal with this and teach it properly to our people. But these books are our history, and it's waiting for you to start reading. It's a good book. You gotta read it. You gotta read it. It's called the Apocrypha. It was in the King James original Bible, right smack in the middle. They took it out. Yeah. Oh, here goes another book that you gotta all read. I know a lot of women gonna hate me for this, but I used to always show it to you. The Black Man Guide to Understand the Black Woman. Oh, I love that woman, Shahrazad Ali. I was looking at a couple of her videos on YouTube. Man, she's so powerful. Bless her soul. You know, all somebody got to do is bring her back into the Israelite fold. She'll be a 100% heavy sister. She was out here dealing with the battle with the wicked women and men and our people long before we was. And at that time, a lot of people wasn't even backing up. She was going on TV and hitting us in the head with real truth, man. I'm not saying 100% everything she's saying in here is true, but most of the stuff I know what she's saying is true because the parts is not because she has a little offness on certain things, but nonetheless she's right on point with most of it. I would say 90% of the stuff she says is right. She just needs somebody to bring her back into the fold of Israel, the 12 tribes. And when they do that for her, then she can stop playing with them, and then she go really hard. You know? She be going hard without even without the Israel with her. But bless her soul. Let her continue on. And hopefully, she can meet the right brothers and sisters that's in the truth. And they wake her up on a full level. Boom, under the Most High in Christ, and us people, our people, the Israelites. In the world cannot deal with us. Let's see what else we got here. I did the 13th tribe. I did the Satan. I'm taking my help back. Right? Obviously, I did show you this. The key book of all the knowledge, you got to get the Bible. There's another book, which is called a hidden book to the Bible. There's the book of Enoch, which I got to get a hold of. I got to get me a good one. I have a commentary, but I don't like reading commentaries. I want to read the book of Enoch myself, so I got to get a hold of that, But the Bible in itself is the greatest book that I ever read. I mean, I'm talking about real. I'm not talking about that fake. Don't even associate me with this stupid Christianity stuff and this religious stuff you see. I ain't got nothing to do with that. I believe what this is saying in its correct understanding, using precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little and there a little. That's what I deal with. So that's the only way you're going to get to understand out this book. The book of Isaiah, I think 28th chapter, the 9th, 10th, and 11th verse, it explains to you, whom shall he teach knowledge? Precept upon precept, line upon line, here a little, there a little. That's how you're going to learn this. And we were going to learn it in another language. We're learning it in English. And I said that a couple of times. And if you don't believe me, go to the book of Isaiah 28th chapter. I think it starts at the 9th, 10th, and 11th verse, if I'm not mistaken. And you got any people that that's saying I'm lying, I'm telling you all a lie, call me at the end of the show, and I'll put them on with me and a couple of other brothers, and we can go at this, and then we can reason this thing all out and have a real conversation about what's in this book. Not what you think is in the book, but what's in the book. Because this is the problem with our people a lot. You always talking, but you never go research and read it. You all playing with the wrong guy, And then another book, which I have a lot of books, but these are some books I was just trying to, start off because I'm going to start using a little bit more in deeper shows. You got the Strong's Concordance, which is a good study reference that you need too to understand what words mean in Hebrew and the Greek and the Latin, and it gives you like a guideline for certain words. What does words mean? What does love mean? And it gives you different scriptures to refer back to. There's also other books that you would need, but I'm just trying to share something with you to try to get you all to, get some books and stop acting stupid. Get some history and some knowledge in your brain. And you don't have to be what we call master social sciences and reading. A lot of this stuff is really simple and easy. Is you just got to get rid of all the stuff that's in your head, get it out your head, and get back into just common sense. You just really need common sense to understand this book. But you need your King James 1611. Don't get these new revised versions and new international versions and all that, and the new gay Bible, all this foolishness they putting out there. Go back to the source that they all came from. They keep referring. If you notice, all the religious institutions keep talking about the King James version. But the King James you got to get is the 1611. You need that. And that'll be your beginning to all you new Hebrew Israelites or new Israelites that's waking up, or black people that's blind, and Puerto Ricans and Dominicans and Cubans and West Indians. That'll be a start. Throw all that trash out that you learned. Get this book, open it up, read it for yourself. You've been lied to, you've been tricked up. It's time now to wake the hell up, okay? You want to have a conversation? Just give me a call. You want to come on the show? Let me know. I don't have to run about it. And I found out you don't have to be all a great scholar to get a little understanding. Certain things in there are so simple to understand. Is that all you need somebody who got a little brain and a little common sense to explain it to you. That's all you need. Yeah, I know. Some people go on just like, who do he think he is? Why do he's got to say all those things? And what makes him right? And everybody got their own opinion. And that's how I feel, and that's how you feel. We all have our right. Of course you do. You all have a right. Oh, yeah, you do. But Most High, the Most High in Christ, is the King and Lords of this earth and the kings of everything. And He gave you a choice. Whatever choice you make, you have a right to think stupid. But you're going to pay the penalty of being stupid and ignorant. And you have a right to be smart and intelligent. So, depending on what you choose, is how it's going to go down. But the Creator, He always said what He said, and He don't change it. He said His laws and His understanding going to remain in effect. I don't care what nation, what people, I don't care you white, I don't care you black, Egyptian, Ethiopian, Libyan, South African. You are nothing more than creatures just like we are. The only difference between the 12 tribes and the other nations in this world, because we all are beasts and animals, but the Creator, Most High, chose a certain people to represent Him. And the reason why us Israelites, 12 tribes, are in this captivity, in this condition we are in today, is because we rejected Him. We rejected His law. So He said He's going to allow all you other nations to rule over us. And then you have been doing it, and you've been doing a very good job at it of keeping us dumb. But you was only given a certain period of time. So, time is just about up now. Israel got to wake up. You're going to find that out. There's nothing you can do about it. Just like we couldn't stop it when you took us in slavery and killed us and put us through all the torture and feeding our people to alligators and cutting our heads off and hanging us on trees and burning us alive, the North Central South American Indians. Come on, man. Y'all be real. Oh, yeah, this is the first of shows. And look, and anybody feel mad or offended, let me know. You can call me. I have no problem with that. But this history book called the Bible, this tells it all, and you can go get records of what happened, what the Spaniards did, the white Spaniards did to the indigenous Indians. You can tell what the Arabs and the Africans did to our people over there when we was over in there in Africa, because we ran out of Jerusalem in 70 AD, went into Africa, hit out there, and the Africans and the Arabs sold us to the white men over here in America. That's what happened to the blacks, the West Indians, and half of the Haitians, which is Judah, Benjamin, and Levi, and the other tribes was already over here when they left here under King Solomon. After King Solomon Empire was split up, the other northern tribes, 9 tribes, went into captivity under the Babylonians, and from that point on, they came over here. To this side of the world. See, they was already here by the time we came into slavery. That's why, like they got this Christopher Columbus thing, discovered America. Come on, give me a break. How you done discover something that's already here? Don't even make sense. Like, who you lying to? You ain't lying to me. And I don't want to say it. I want to really, but you got to take your time, right? This world is stupid, right? They really think people are dumb. Like Christopher Columbus knew the world was round. He knew about this book, the Book of Ezra. This one here, the Apocrypha. Let me see if I can get this. He knew about this. And then memoirs and all the stuff in his records. He knew about where the 12 tribes was. They came over there to get gold and pillage and destroy and conquer and take over. The remnants of the Israelites that went off, that came over here. We'll get into a lot of this more. I want to give you a little introduction, let you all know that, yeah, I do know a little something, right? I know, right? What else I want to say to you that sometimes I say so many things that I'm like, wow, did I repeat it, or did I give you more? Because sometimes it seems like I interview a lot of people, and I hear the same stupidness all over. It's like it's almost a repetitive thing. Constantly the same foolishness or the same error out of all the same people. They're always making the same mistakes, and I find myself being repetitive, always saying the same thing over and over and over and over. I'm so tired of that. Sometimes I want to move to the next level and prepare us for the future. But we so caught up in the sin mode, and I'm trying to combat these demons. It's like I'm saying the same thing over and over and over and over again, And that goes for the old people, the middle-aged people, and the youth. I see it all of the young to the old, and all out of line. Most of our people is out of line, and they just all drugged out. Because for some reason, the more the chaos is going on, drugs seem to be increasing again. Because they try to eliminate us with the drugs, but that didn't happen. We're still here, but now they messing with our minds now and making us think foolishness in our heads to kill each other and do fornication or sex crimes or violations of how it properly done for a man and woman, and taking us off and put us into what we call this homosexual agenda now, which that's going to cause all type of breakups in the family, a destruction, your anatomy, a man screwing each other in the butt, a woman eating on each other. All these create diseases, and it's just a vile thing, and the creator himself don't like it. That's why you hear a lot of times like a lot of people get killed and stuff. A lot of times the destruction the Lord takes out his vengeance right then and there. If he see you totally wicked and he don't really want you to exist no more, he'll have it one way to wipe you out, take you out. That's the way the Lord works. But sometimes he allows things to go on because he's testing to see how long you are not going to listen or watch other people get condemned or seduced in this. Use those same wicked people to see if you're going to be seduced in it. Like some of you got to stay strong. You have to stay strong. Don't get caught up. What you thinking in your head, yes, they wrong. And I keep going back to that because I'm finding myself, they always be surrounded. It's like they're everywhere. Then we got another group. I want to take it to a little Israelite, a little bit level, right? This is what they call these Antichrist Israelites. You all heard that term, Antichrist. So you thought the Antichrist, whoa, that's the white people. Or the Antichrist is the other nation. You have Antichrist Israelites as well. Antichrist is a person who is against Christ. They're against the Christ of the Bible. I'm not talking about that fake Caesar Borgia picture. I'm talking about the real Christ of the Bible. They are against the doctrine of what's in this book. The true doctrine of what's in this Bible, right? They're against it. And those are all known as Antichrist. There's Israelites, which is to my great surprise, that 12 tribe people that know the scriptures and everything they study, but they reject the Christ. And we're going to get into that more. But there's many Antichrists. Antichrist comes in the form that they reject the Son that the Father, the Most High, sent to us. He sent Christ to us Israelites. And we are supposed to the ones that really rule and teach this world and keep everything in order, not the other nations. They was only given temporary time to rule. That's all they was given. 2,000 years, and that was it. It's over after that. But nonetheless, they still was given a time. But at the same time, that was giving us a chance to get our punishment and get ourselves correct with the Most High in Christ. Because Christ has been there from the beginning, from the very beginning of Genesis all the way to the end of Revelation. Now there's a lot of Antichrist Israelites going to attack me on that. So what? I could care less. Like I tell everybody, I still say what I'm going to say, and I'm going to stand behind the Old and the New Testament. Because even the Apocrypha, all the books is talking about Christ all the time. They just didn't call him that. Christ is just anointed. That's all the word means, anointed. And I don't want to get caught up in the name of the Most High, the name of the Son, or the name of the Father and Son. That's whole nother conversation. But that can go on and on because there's division with that. But now let's go outside of just Israel. Let's go to the other people outside of the world of Israel, the other nations. They also have that Antichrist spirit on them because they don't want to listen or come back to what the Most High said. Because they all read the book. You can find all these nations that got their books, this book, all over. This book, you can't avoid this. It's in every nation. Somebody read it. The Chinese read it. The Africans read it. They can't say that they didn't know what was in this book. Because what's in this book is heavy. And it requires a heavy mind. And it's still talking about the 12 tribes. And when they find out that we're the 12 tribes and they find out who Christ is and they still reject it, you are Antichrist. And all Antichrists are going into that place called the torment chamber. The abyss. Yeah, that's deep, right? Yeah, that's deep. But how far you gonna go with people that don't know what you're talking about? But I'm gonna give you a series of 10 to 20 new shows. A lot of times I'm gonna do these shows by myself, and I'm gonna keep it light and heavy at the same time because A lot of you having problems just grasping the hell I'm saying because you're getting mixed thoughts, you're getting confusion in your head because some of you say, "Oh, I just want to see you party." It ain't all about a party sometimes. And who want to party with a bunch of demons anyway? Like if I want to party with you, I want you at least be halfway right. You got to be a little bit sane. Real cool, behind the clothes, doors in the suit strap, making break the law.